Now, your primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. We start tonight with an update on former President Trump's case to stay on the Maine GOP primary ballot.
Former President Trump appealed the December 28th ruling from Secretary of State Shanna Bellows that disqualified him for the office of president due to the 14th Amendment. In a procedural order on Friday evening, a Superior Court judge set the timeline for the case. Trump's legal team must file a legal brief by Monday, January 8th, and Secretary Bellows needs to file opposing briefs by Wednesday, January 10th. Trump's team will be able to reply to the Secretary's briefing by Thursday. The filing also revealed there are 3 conferences scheduled with the parties involved and says the court intends to file its ruling by the required January 17th deadline.
Meanwhile, the Waterville man accused of killing his co-worker at Damon's Beverage and then fleeing the state only to be involved in a police shooting in Arkansas has been treated and released from the hospital. 20-year-old Spritel Hubiak is now in the custody of the Greene County, Missouri Sheriff's Office. Hubiak is accused of killing 52-year-old Angela Bragg of Waterville. Another employee found her body on the morning of December 28th. So Hubiak fled the state and was eventually found by law enforcement on New Year's Eve sleeping in his car in Flippin, Arkansas. Police say Hubiak took off in his car and eventually was stopped with police using spike strips. He then allegedly exited his vehicle carrying a rifle, and shots were fired, injuring Hubiak. He was life-flighted to that hospital in Greene County, Missouri, and authorities say Hubiak remains in custody in Greene County on the murder charge, and additional charges may be forthcoming for his alleged actions against the officers in Arkansas. It is unknown when he may be extradited back to Maine to face his charges here.
One person was electrocuted and another suffered electric shock injuries following a crash in Frenchville late last night. State police responded to a crash on Airport Avenue just after midnight. A spokesperson says their initial investigation indicates 20-year-old Landon Willett of Madawaska and his passenger, 19-year-old Curtis Levesque of Madawaska, were traveling in a Ford F-150 when Willett lost control of the vehicle, causing it to strike a utility pole and knock down power lines. Police say both managed to exit the vehicle, but Levesque started walking back towards the truck and tripped on a downed power line, which electrocuted him. Willett also suffered an electric shock in the process of trying to help Levesque, which caused minor injuries. First responders tried to revive Levesque, but were unsuccessful. State police say speed and icy road conditions are considered factors in this crash.
In other news, a boil water order is in effect for some Ellsworth residents until further notice. The boil water order was sent out just before 8 p.m. tonight. A post on the city's Facebook page stated there was a water leak at the intersection of Church and School Street this morning. Ellsworth Water Department consumers are being told to boil all water for at least 5 minutes before drinking, making ice cubes, washing food, brushing teeth, or anything that involves the consumption of water. The affected area includes School Street, Church Street, Park Street, and Birch Avenue.
Lawmakers on the Government Oversight Committee are calling for reform and solutions to help address Maine's child welfare crisis. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard was there and has more on what lawmakers say needs to be addressed.
Well, I think it's been great to see how most folks are on the same page, regardless of party or chamber. And I think we're looking at some real progress here.
In politics, even in Maine, it's not often that you find issues with bipartisan support. Protecting Maine's children is one of those issues. During the off-season, Maine's Government Oversight Committee has been meeting weekly to get to the problem of Maine's child welfare crisis.
Members were each asked to bring their top 3 items based on all that we have heard and seen in recent months of intensified work sessions.
One thing addressed was Maine's child caseworkers. Many have complained about work-life balance, pay, and having more cases than they can responsibly handle.
When you listen to these caseworkers come before us, one of the things they would say is, there was being like on a ship that was sinking, there was no hope, there was no anything.
Right now, they're not getting paid what they deserve. The workloads are insane, and that is compounding on our kids and leading to some incredibly bad outcomes here.
Another topic that garnered what appears to be unanimous agreement is separating the Office of Child and Family Services from the Department of Health and Human Services.
When you go through looking through all the states and the size of the departments, Maine has the most departments of any Department of Health and Human Services in the state.
This was the first of what is likely to be multiple brainstorming sessions before the committee presents its recommendations to the full legislature.
But the one thing we can't do is not do something.
At the State House, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The No Labels Party has won ballot access here in Maine. The legal requirement for an organization to be on Maine's ballot is to sign up 5,000 party members. Well, as of today, they have more than 9,000 and are now on the ballot in 13 states. No Labels Maine State co-chair Justin Scher said, quote, "The majority of us in the middle are hungry for a better choice in this next election and for unifying leadership in the White House that can heal our country's divisions. Getting No Labels on the ballot in Maine brings us a big step closer to making this happen," end quote.
Two very familiar Maine faces may soon be on the walls of the State House. The State House Facilities Committee voted unanimously today to recommend the commissioning of oil portraits for former Senators Olympia Snowe and Bill Cohen. House Republican leader Billy Bob Falkingham says there wasn't much discussion needed due to the major political influence each senator had.
I think the two people that you've asked to be memorialized it's kind of a no-brainer. I think you could probably get into a debate why, if this person had served enough time or something like that, but those are two of probably the most famous politicians, certainly in my lifetime, that have been to Washington, D.C., and people, all over the country know those names. So I think we should definitely have their portraits up in the halls.
The Legislative Council is expected to vote on the recommendation sometime next week before it goes before the full legislature for approval.
Well, volunteer fire departments are just that, volunteers. They give their time and their hearts to the communities they serve, no matter who needs help, and that includes animals. Well, at 7:15 this morning, Liberty Fire and Rescue was called to Lake St. George. Nearby residents spotted a dog that had fallen through the ice about 400 feet offshore, and another one was near it, barking frantically. Fire Chief Bill Gillespie says he and two firefighters were able to get out to them. One of the firefighters got into the water and was able to get Pickles the dog onto a backboard. They pulled Pickles to a waiting ambulance where they dried him off and warmed the dog up with hot packs. Chief Gillespie says the other dog, named Whimsy, kept going back to the hole in the ice, so they made a second attempt to make sure a person wasn't in the water, and they were able to eventually rescue Whimsy as well. The dogs have been reunited with their owner, and Chief Gillespie says they do train for cold water rescues and all kinds of emergencies, so they know what to do when they come.
Just the best outcome possible there. Meanwhile, changes in the weather can affect your vehicle, so experts are stressing the importance of keeping up with your vehicle's routine maintenance. According to co-owner of Union Street Towing, Nate Wardwell, that means checking your battery, keeping your oil and other fluids at the proper levels, and monitoring the pressure in your tires. He says most auto parts stores and mechanics will check your battery at no cost. Most importantly, he advises people slow down and be extra attentive when navigating through wintry conditions.
Plan ahead, give yourself some extra time. Don't be in a hurry. Whatever you're going to is going to be there when you get there. So slow down, take your time, and get there safe.
Wardwell also suggests keeping a warm blanket and some water in your vehicle in case of an emergency.
Well, with snowfall expected this Sunday, some are hoping it will finally stick. Our David Ledford spoke with local businesses about how they've been dealing with the lack of snow this winter and how they're feeling about this coming storm.
The sounds of plow trucks hitting the roads and snow shovels scraping the ground are usually commonplace during Maine's colder months. However, winter across the state has been relatively quiet.
For businesses that sell winter weather gear, more snow means more revenue. And because of that, some say that the lack of significant snowfall this season has been challenging.
Well, without the snow, it affects a lot of businesses. Without that, in this particular market, it does affect the business in this area.
We've definitely had a slower start to December. We rely on it. It's an industry that relies on snow to make money.
Now, with a storm on the way, they're hoping to see more than a few snowflakes.
I'm hoping for snow. I'd definitely like to have plenty of snow.
Looks like we might get a little snow. It's not going to be enough to get the trails to where we need them to be to get out and ride. But as soon as we get that big snowstorm and people know that there's riding and trail conditions are better, they're going to buy and they'll get out there and ride.
Bangor lawn and landscape owner James Gallant says a slower start to the season can make it more difficult for plows to tackle the snow.
You got to have the equipment operating and running to work out any quirks every year. So if we have a big storm in January without any warm-up storms, it can be for a difficult 2 or 3 days.
But he's still hoping for the best.
They say if it snows late, it snows great, so.
In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And whether you plan to watch the snow fall from the comfort of your own home or if you're behind the wheel trying to get somewhere, we all rely on public works departments to get us through a storm. Our Doug Banks visited Lincoln's Department of Public Works to find out exactly what it takes to do that.
8 dedicated routes spanning 84 miles. Lincoln's Public Works prepares when winter weather is unpredictable.
Typically, if we work all night clearing snow, then the following night we would haul snow off. So sometimes it is a 24-hour time frame before the snow is hauled off.
Utilizing their fleet of trucks with a variety of plows for any condition. Averaging 32 deployments per year, the team doesn't stop until they hear,
"Scrape them off and sand them in." That means the snow's finished. We're going to finish plowing, and then we're going to sand our roads in.
4,500 yards of sand with a little forced perspective stands eye to eye with Mount Katahdin. But over the course of winter, all this sand will be strewn across the town's roadways.
The crew that we have now here in Lincoln is a seasoned crew. There's no rookies on board. Guys do a job. It's like a well-oiled machine. This is a really good crew that we have here now.
In a line of work that calls on sacrifices, pride is felt by seeing the finished product.
The day after a storm or 2 days after a storm, and Main Street looks like it didn't snow at all. And there is some satisfaction to that.
In Lincoln, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, well, speaking of that upcoming storm, let's get a first check of our forecast and at least see what kind of overnight we're looking at.
Absolutely.
All right, we made it. The first weekend of January is here. Let's start here. These are the advisories, and in here is a winter storm watch well off to the west of us, but still, it gives you an idea. There is a system on the way for us on Sunday into Monday that could bring us some snowfall across the area then. Today, though, high temperatures up near 24 here in Bangor. 19 will not get so cooler with a rather gusty northwest wind as well. That's going to stay up tonight as 2, so be careful around tonight. We'll have feel-like temperatures around 1, 2, or 3 degrees by tomorrow morning once again. All right, so the clouds are increasing out there now, and our system is not too far away. So over here to the west of us, there's this, right? That's on the move. So likely getting in here later on Sunday, and that could bring us some significant snowfall on Sunday morning. Our forecast, though, tonight, though, we're talking about mostly cloudy skies, or partly cloudy skies, with low temperatures in the teens. Your full forecast is coming up.
Alrighty, Jeff, thank you so much. And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, the Salvation Army in Bangor is running low on some crucial non-perishable food items. Find out how you can help.
And we'll introduce you to a group of young authors in Old Town. Stay tuned for those stories and more.
Don't get cold feet this winter. Stay warm and dry with high-performance footwear from Comfort Shoes and More. With an extensive selection of winter boots rated from 0 to minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll find comfort in knowing your feet will be warm in any weather. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear with grippers built right into the sole. With boots in stock up to 6E and size 17 for men and women. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps, we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. We are the top source for screen printing, embroidery, branded merchandise, and direct-to-garment printing. With 25 years experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and a commitment to excellence, why trust your apparel products with anyone else? And now, Brandywine Graphics can easily launch online stores for your school or organization. Simply design your products from brands like Eddie Bauer, Carhartt, and more. Share the link and we'll do the rest. Like we said, Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. Find out more at brandywinegraphics.com or at our Hamden location.
CEM DP Porter Contractors has been in business for over 40 years in the Bangor area. We specialize in commercial, medical, and residential design build construction, as well as building maintenance and renovations. CEM DP Porter Contractors is currently hiring in Herman for multiple positions, including carpenters and a project manager superintendent. We offer vacation, holidays, a 3% IRA match, competitive pay, and a family-oriented environment. If interested in applying, please contact Jason at 848-7486.
The man who started it all is back.
I'm John Walsh, host of America's Most Wanted.
Premieres Monday, January 22nd on Fox.
Hey, North. Sunday, January 7th.
Hey,
North. Season 4 is here. Hey, North. And it's bigger than ever. That makes the new season.
Hey, that's not a saying.
It's an energy, Dad. Please don't question it.
Brand new episodes of The Great North, Sunday, January 7th on Fox.
Welcome back. The Salvation Army in Bangor is asking for some much-needed help. Donations of non-perishable food items are needed to restock the shelves at the pantry. Officers of the Salvation Army told us that in the last few months, they have served between 80 and 100 families on a regular basis. And as you can see, the shelves are getting pretty bare. We are told that canned meats, boxed milk, and pasta are in especially short supply right now, but really they need any donations they can get.
Please come to the church, the core buildings, 65 South Park Street. This is where our pantry is and where all the work is done. So, and we'd love to see you. And we'd love for you to see, what your donation is doing to help others. We love giving tours of this building so people can see what we actually do here.
The Salvation Army does much more than just provide food to those in need in our community. With the weather getting colder, they also help families with a place to stay or getting them oil for their homes to keep them warm. Donations are always welcome. Again, the address is 65 South Park Street in Bangor.
For some authors, it can take a lifetime to get published. So when we saw this group of Old Town Elementary's second graders putting pen to paper, we couldn't help but be impressed. Our Matthew Jurancic has the story.
Flashback to second grade. Remember the pictures you drew? Your iffy penmanship? Now picture this in a book. This is something Mrs. Keene and her students can proudly say they were able to publish.
Now every well-known author starts their career with their very first published book. Stephen King did back in 1974 with Carrie. Mrs. Keene's second grade class did just that, starting their career publishing the Pollinator Protector's ABC book.
It makes me feel great. I just, can't hold myself still right now. I'm so excited.
The group started working on the book last October, with the name coming from what Mrs. Keene's class is known for.
We are called the Pollinator Protectors. So what we have done is created a way station for monarch butterflies and other pollinators. We have planted milkweed and other native plants.
Working quickly, the class was able to get their book produced by Student Treasures Publishing. And it looks like these students embraced the title of published author with a little bit of swagger.
When I got used to it was really exciting to do all of the stuff. And when I did all of the stuff, it just felt great.
Sitting with the famous authors, they describe what their favorite part of the process was.
Making the pictures and lighting the book. I got to research and write a book.
In Old Town. Matthew Jurancic, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, Maine is a fascinating state with a rich history and adventure around every corner, but in a state with more trees than people, it can be a daunting task to figure out where to start. To help you get the ball rolling, one man has compiled many of the state's best-kept secrets into his newest book. Our Devin Dagnall will tell you all about it in the newest installment of Destination Devin.
It's the new year, and part of my resolution is to read more. Luckily, I found a book that's right up my alley. It's called The Maine Road Show. It's full of bits of history and oddities that can only be found in the Pine Tree State. The author of the book is Mainer by marriage, Tim O'Brien.
I like him to call me whimsical.
He started the project as a sort of love letter to the state, to show everyone what it has to offer.
I thought, wow, I need to know this state better. My wife, who was born in Waterville, said, yeah, let's start looking around. So long before we even thought of doing the book, we started driving around Maine. Every Thursday, we use it as our day out.
The book covers things down in Kittery all the way up to Fort Kent, which means there's something in everyone's backyard to explore. Just here in Bangor, the book showcases the couch where Hannibal Hamlin died, the Duck of Justice, the Paul Bunyan statue, and the Coal Land Transportation Museum, which, according to O'Brien, is something everyone should check out, at least once.
That place knocked the socks off of me. I'm not a big museum guy, but I walked into that place. This building is like the size of a football field. And this is one man's dream and one man's collection, which is awesome. And I just stood there in total awe. And the provenance and the history, I mean, it's an amazing history of the state's land-based transportation system.
A lot of people might think that a book that talks about all the cool sideshows and attractions here in the state is something for tourists. Well, it is. But Tim doesn't think that should stop anyone from exploring, even if it happens to be where they live.
The thing is, I said, be a tourist in your home state. And that's what this book is aimed for, to let people who live in this state, Maine, see how cool the state really is.
In studio, I'm Devin Dagnall for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
A great story there, and it's just so much to explore in this great state of Maine. Old Town Police Department wants to remind people that you can pay your parking ticket in another way besides cash. You can pay it with food donations. The program was started back in 2016 by former Old Town Police Sergeant James Farron and is in its 8th year now. Old Town Deputy Police Chief Lee Miller says the process is simple. If you have a $20 parking ticket, you can pay it off with just $10 worth of food donations, and it will disappear from your record.
We're here to help the community, and this is one little way that we can help the community in a different way. So it's something that we can give back to the community in a way so that we can try to help with food insecurity.
Deputy Police Chief Miller says the program typically runs year-round, and they hope that this will diminish any upset or anger with paying a parking ticket. It can certainly be an annoying experience if you get one, but it's just a great way to give back. I really love this initiative because you end up spending less, but giving back and helping more
it's
people.
so much more meaningful than, forking over your $20 to whatever municipality gave you the ticket.
Right.
It's just I think it's a great approach. And honestly, I think it'll get more people to at least satisfy their tickets doing it this way than just, demanding folks money.
I think so too.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, Republican presidential hopefuls are focusing their attention on Iowa ahead of the first in the nation caucuses.
And as the fighting in Gaza continues to intensify, the U.S. is increasingly becoming more involved. Those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Are your gutters weighed down by debris causing them to sag and overflow? I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems. Clogged gutters lead to costly repairs for your home, so skip the cleaning and stop the clogs with Gutter Shutter. Gutter Shutter, the world's best gutter, is a high-performance gutter with a lifetime no-clog guarantee. Stop the clutter, get Gutter Shutter. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basementy.
The Orono Arcade is an ideal birthday party destination. We have the best arcade video games, including Tomb Raider, Halo, Need for Speed, Mario Kart, and Luigi's Mansion. You are guaranteed to have hours of fun. Plus, we also have a 9-hole black light mini golf course that changes weekly. Allow us to provide hours of fun for you and your friends. You bring the cake, we'll provide the entertainment. Call us today to schedule your birthday party event, 889-3166.
My father worked at the mill for over 30 years. He was exposed to a great community and excelled at his job, but he was also exposed to asbestos. The The air quality inside the mill was always his biggest complaint. He had no idea how deadly some of the products and materials were. When he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew to call Joe Bornstein's office to get my dad the help he needs and the justice he deserves.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
From the land to the sea, Chase's Family Restaurant is the place to be.
Are you looking for a place to unwind after a long day?
Then come check out our Hideaway Lounge.
With a bar that's both upbeat and laid back. And it's the perfect atmosphere for anyone who wants to unwind after work.
Or kick it up for the weekends with daily drink specials and a full dinner menu.
You can fill up on a good time any night of the week.
Thank you for being a part of our family.
Here at Chase's Family Restaurant.
As soon as you come out from your carpentry apprenticeship class, you get straight to work with everybody else. You can go into that carpentry apprenticeship class with no skills. They will teach you, they will make sure that you're comfortable before they ever send you out. An apprenticeship is better because, especially me, I'm a very hands-on learner. I wanted to go from having a job that paid my bills to having a passion and a career that really would take me places.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
While President Biden kicks off his campaign in Pennsylvania, Republicans are focusing their attention on Iowa just ahead of the first-in-the-nation caucuses. President Trump was scheduled to hold 2 rallies there on Friday. Fox's Mark Meredith has more.
With 10 days to go until the Iowa caucus, former President Trump is barnstorming the state, determined to hold on to his frontrunner status and take on President Biden in November.
Our country's going to hell. You don't mind me using that horrible word, don't you? I use that word because our country's really in trouble.
Trump, who lost Iowa 8 years ago, is also launching a set of new attack ads. The first, touting his economic record against his successor.
Mortgage rates low under Trump. Punishing under Biden.
The second ad, a direct attack against the woman increasingly becoming his top Republican rival, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley.
Haley joined Biden in opposing Trump's visitor ban from terrorist nations.
Today, Haley fired back, telling Fox the country cannot handle another 4 years of Trump.
Isn't that sweet of him spending so much time and money against me?
Tonight, Haley's campaign is also welcoming MAGA supporters who may be fed up with Trump. Retired General Don Bolduc among those now backing Haley.
Look, I'm MAGA all the way. I've always been America first. But this time, I'm for Nikki Haley for president.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is stepping up his attacks against both Haley and Trump, telling voters Thursday Trump is parachuting into the state at the 11th hour.
Has he gone to all 99 counties? Heck, has he even gone to 9 counties? That's not the way to do it.
But Trump's campaign says its ground game in Iowa is strong, insisting large crowds at rallies like the one tonight prove Trump has Iowa locked up. And while the Republican candidates say they want to talk about the issues that matter to voters, they are also talking about the impending criminal trials that Trump is facing, with Haley and DeSantis both vowing to pardon Trump if elected. In Washington, Mark Meredith, Fox News.
Meanwhile, Iranian proxies are putting U.S. resolve to the test. After the October 7th terror attacks in Israel, President Biden directed his national security team to contain the war in Gaza in order to avoid a broader regional conflict. But Iran-backed rebels are not getting the message, firing hundreds of rockets, missiles, and drones at U.S. forces and international ships. Fox's Jennifer Griffin has the latest from the Pentagon.
The U.S. has positioned more than 11,350 military personnel to the Middle East since October 7th to deter a wider Mideast conflict. On Thursday, after 121 attacks on U.S. bases in Iraq and Syria, the U.S. sent a drone to kill the Iranian-backed Iraqi militia leader it says planned those attacks. In response, Iraq's prime minister vowed to ask U.S. troops to leave his country during a speech to mark the 4th anniversary of the U.S. assassination of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani in Baghdad.
We affirm our firm and principled position in ending the existence of the international coalition after the justifications for its existence have ended.
The U.S. has 2,500 troops in Iraq. They were sent there in 2014 to protect the Iraqi government as ISIS was closing in on Baghdad.
ISIS still maintains a presence in the region, and that is exactly why U.S. forces are in Iraq and in Syria.
ISIS claimed responsibility for the twin suicide bombing in Iran that killed nearly 100 mourners heading to Soleimani's grave this week. U.S. officials say the latest signals intelligence suggests an ISIS offshoot in Afghanistan carried out the attack. Iran's president blamed the U.S.
Our enemies can see Iran's power. Our forces will decide on the place and time to take action.
Meanwhile, in the Red Sea, Iranian-backed Houthi forces were given a final warning to stop attacks on international shipping. In response, the Houthis launched an unmanned sea drone full of explosives Thursday. The Houthis warned today any countries joining the U.S.-led maritime coalition in the Red Sea will be targeted. At the Pentagon, Jennifer Griffin, Fox News.
All right. Well, when we come back, our full 5-day forecast.
Indeed. Lots to talk about there. Stay with us.
A bit cool out there today with high temperatures near 20, but tomorrow's going to be slightly warmer, but then some snow gets in here on Sunday. That snow could be heavy. Details on that when I come back.
Welcome to the floor.
Don't miss your next television obsession.
Egg Benedict.
Bulldog, kayak. Let's light it up.
The Floor, all new Tuesdays on Fox.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Great Scott! This is Green Bear 420 in 2010. What kind of trip is this? I gotta get back to 2023. Wait, it's 2015. So much has changed. In 2023, we had a lot more glass, t-shirts, and novelties. It's gonna take a bolt of lightning to get me home. Finally, home at last. Now Green Bear 420, Green Bear Green Care is bigger and better than ever. To be continued.
Commercial vehicles can be dangerous, and they usually carry big insurance policies. So whether you're hurt by a landscaping truck like this, a work van like this, or a big rig like this, we know commercial vehicle accidents, and we know how to get you the big money you may deserve. If any commercial vehicle hurts you, call the Twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a commercial vehicle? Call the Twos. We win for you. Call 222-2222.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Odlin Road in Herman.
So here's what you do. Guy gets a sack. You go. Sacked you very much. What else?
How about sack of all trades?
Boom, sack-a-lacka. Saccaroni and cheese. I like saccaroni and cheese. Starving.
I'm too sexy for this shirt.
Well,
but you could say that.
I would say sacrilegious, but that would be sacrilegious.
Okay, you ready for this one? Sackety sack, don't sack back.
This was a really bad idea. Sack of potatoes.
Ooh, how about suffering saccotash?
Like that.
Here we go. Your full weather is brought to you by Varney Ford, the nice car and truck people. And let's start here. The advisories are going up for our next weather system getting in here late tomorrow night, more so on Sunday. This is a winter storm watch well to the west of us now, but these will likely be expanded in some capacity tomorrow. The bulk of this system will miss us to the south and east, but there will be some snow and some wind with this, especially late Saturday night into early parts of Sunday. Today, though, 24 here in Bangor, also Bar Harbor, 19 in Millinocket, so a cool day with a gusty northwest wind. Actually below average temperatures across parts of the area today. Gave us feel-like temperatures in the single digits earlier. It's going to be a cool night ahead tonight as well. All right, so lots of clear skies across our region earlier. Now there's some clouds beginning to increase out there. Now we'll call it partly cloudy skies for us tonight. And then here comes our next system. It's a doozy, too. Lots of energy, lots of moisture. This thing is going to track to our south, though, but it's going to be be just close enough tomorrow night, more likely on Sunday, to bring some impacts across our neck of the woods as well. Let's walk you through it. So lots of moisture flowing into it. There's a series of these, by the way. So system 1 is right there. System 2 is back behind it. That's the stronger of the two, by the way. Likely getting in here next Thursday, and that could easily bring us some heavy rain and some very windy conditions next week, Wednesday night into Thursday. Going tonight, they're looking at partly cloudy skies out there tonight. Tomorrow, we'll call it increasing clouds. Here's 1 o'clock or so tomorrow afternoon, looking at increasing clouds across our region. Any snow should hold off until late tomorrow night, but more so early on Sunday. And here comes that snow again. The coastal areas, down east areas, most snow with this system, lesser amounts as you go north and west, the Bangor area. So overall, the snow is coming. Everybody's going to get a little bit of snow, but more snow down east and along the coastal areas for tomorrow. And it's going to be a long duration event too. So we're talking snow beginning late tomorrow night, about this time tomorrow evening, and lingering through Sunday into Sunday evening, right? So it's going to look like this snowfall wise. We're talking a band of 3 to 6 inches right across the Bangor area. Again, more as you go south and west of the area, less as you go north and west. So again, this is not the big one, but still, this will slow your roll tomorrow night and Sunday. So be careful driving around. Our forecast then tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies, some mostly cloudy skies. Low temperatures down near 14 with a west wind around 5 for tomorrow. All right, so lots of clouds around tomorrow. We'll call it increasing clouds throughout the day. High temperatures back in the low to mid 20s and a north breeze around 5 to 10. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows the story. So tomorrow's going to be an increasing cloud day. There's that early good chance for snow on Sunday. Again, a widespread 3 to 6 inch snowfall, less as you go north and west. Monday back in the 30s, Tuesday back in the 30s. Look what happens on Wednesday. Here comes that next system with rain and high temperatures near 50 on Wednesday afternoon.
Alrighty, we'll get ready for Friday Night Fast Break with all of the latest high school basketball coverage,
including Cooper and Ace Flag's return to Maine. Stay with us.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
Hi, Todd from Dorsey Furniture here with great news for anybody contemplating new furniture in the new year. Right now and until January 8th, selected floor samples throughout our showroom are half off the list price. These items won't last long and delivery will cost you a little extra, so bring your truck or trailer and take home the beautiful new furniture you've been waiting for. Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A, Holden, open 7 days a week. Start the new year with beautiful new furniture from Dorsey Furniture. Live well, my friends.
The year-end clearance sale is on at Maine's #1 Kia dealer, Van Sickle Kia. Save over $3,000 on an all-wheel drive 2019 Toyota Highlander or 2022 Ford Explorer King Ranch, or drive a 2022 all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza Premium for just $23,999. That's $4,075 below book. Choose from Chevys, GMCs, Toyotas, Subarus, Jeeps, Rams, and more. Van Sickle Kia has something for everyone.
More car, more value, less money. I'm Peter Van Sickle. I guarantee it.
Monday, January 15th.
This means so much. Thank you so much.
It's television's hottest night.
And the nominees.
Don't miss the stars.
Thank you.
The surprises and the host, Anthony Anderson.
Join me as we celebrate the 6 shows you've watched, the 48 you haven't, and the 130 you've never heard of.
The Emmys, Monday, January 15th.
Hosted by a guy you've never voted for. Who put that in there?
Live on Fox.
John Hamm stars as Detective Marvin Flute in
Grim Bite. Big Bite. Grimsburg.
Special preview January 7th on Fox.
This is Friday Night Fast Break. Brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer.
Welcome everybody to Friday Night Fast Break, sponsored by Coastal Auto Parts. I'm Ryan Sudol. Hope you're having a great Friday. We've got a great show for you tonight. Highlights, Brewer Girls Hardwood Spotlight, game balls. But let's start off with our main event. The main event from Made Hoops in Portland. Cooper and Ace Flag, along with Montverde Academy, playing their first official high school game in Maine since their Nokomis days. Our Tyler Cruz is live for a report on the game and more. Tyler.
Hey Ryan, I am here at the Cross Insurance Arena in Portland, where Cooper, Ace Flag, and Montverde Academy just put on a show, a dominating performance over Gonzaga College Prep, 93-51 your final score. It was Cooper and Ace's first time playing together in Maine since 2022. Could be their last time ever doing it as well, so it's safe to say a very special night for Newport's own Cooper and Ace Flag. Packed house here at the Cross Arena, and it was all for these two, the Flag twins, making a homecoming. Cooper would take the opening tip down for a dunk, and that was basically the theme of the night. The crowd expectedly went wild over that. Pretty much everything the two did. The Eagles jumped out to a 24-4 lead after the first quarter. They kept growing that lead all game. For the Flag boys, it was just like we last saw them, only better. Ace was getting his points from the post, and Cooper was all over the floor, knocking down jump shots, throwing down dunks, blocking almost everything in sight, dishing out assists. And for the boys, just having this opportunity to come home, see family, and play in front of everyone meant the world.
I think it means everything, just to be able to come back and see everybody and really feel the support in real time. In like real life.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for us to come back, see our friends and family, and be able to play in front of them. You know, just being around Maine, you know, everyone's got full support of you, so when you're playing here, you know, no matter what happens, you know, everyone's going to be behind you the full way.
Now, the Maine basketball community is a great one, and they really showed out tonight for two of their own, two who have really been terrific representatives for Maine basketball these past 2 years on the national stage, the international stage for Cooper over at the FIBA World Cup. And when asked about coming back to that community that they've kind of been ambassadors for, they say they couldn't be prouder to represent the state of Maine.
It's just going to show that it doesn't matter where you're from, even on a bigger level than just Maine, that it doesn't matter where you're from, what name you come from, that you can just do whatever you really put your mind to, and you can accomplish anything.
Yeah, and it's definitely an honor to be able to represent this state. If I could pick anywhere to live, I would live here. You know, I've grown up here, lived here most of my life, and there's nowhere better place.
Thank you so much for that, Tyler. A lot of great stuff going on in Portland tonight. Great to see the Flags back here in Maine. Now let's go to some action from our neck of the woods up here in northern Maine. Let's start out with some standings, though, starting with Class A boys. Mount Blue 6-0 at the top, 6-2 Nokomis. This coming into Friday, by the way. 6-2 Nokomis at 2. Camden Hills, Hamden Academy, Messalonskee at 3-4. Tied for 4th are Hamden and Messalonskee. 5, 6, and 7, Lawrence Brewer and Skowhegan. Gardner and Coney, 8 and 9. Let's go to some A-boys action now. This was the appetizer for the main event down in Portland. Nokomis taking on Coney. Let's start in the first half. Great ball movement here from Nokomis. Seth Bowden out to Alex Grant, who drives and kicks it right back to Bowden for an easy lay-in. Second half now, it's Coney. Alex Fournier takes the transition 3. It's no good, but Parker Sargent is there for the putback and 1. Okay, now let's stay in the second half here. Dawson Townsend gets up to the lane, pulls up and sticks the jumper for Nokomis. This one would go down to the wire, but this strong lay-in here from Jordan Benedict puts the Rams up 5, and they wouldn't look back. Coney, an upset, 57-54 the final. And now to a game between two teams that could be vying for a regional title in A North. It's Hamden Academy hosting Messalonskee. First quarter, this is 6'10 junior Merrick Smith for Messalonskee. Look at this glide to the basket for the lay-in to put them on the board. Later, Sam Doobie with it for Messo. He's going to take the 3 off the screen from Smith. Bingo, that gives the Eagles the lead. Still first quarter, Hamden's J.J. Worthington with a zipper of a bounce pass underneath to Liam Hennigan, who gets it to go off glass. Finally, under 30 to go in the quarter. Hamden's Zach McClellan taking matters into his own hands, charging the rim and converting, and 1. Hamden up 3 after 1. They win 64-54. And now let's go to some standings from Class D boys. Southern Rustic at the top, 6-2. Bangor Christian second at 6-1. Skank 6-0 at 3. 4-5-6 Katahdin, Easton, and Jonesport Beals. 7-8-9 Stern Central Rustic and Lee Academy. Shed and Washburn tied for 10th at the bottom. Speaking of Class D boys, one of the top teams there, Bangor Christian, hosting Stearns tonight over at the Cross Center. Start late third quarter. Patriots up big. Jalen Reed charging down the floor, kicks it out to his brother Rajan from the corner, and he drills it. To the fourth quarter now, Stearns. Caleb Shearer almost loses it on the sideline, but regroups and pulls up. I forgot this one on the first one. Corner three, that's good. Later, Patriots' Conrad Straubel, the pass inside to Jesse Booker, and the lay-in is good, plus the contact. Finally, Rajan to Booker. Again, and watch him just slash through the Minutemen D to the rim. 4-2. BCS wins big here, 60-36. And now to some other scores from the area. Class A girls, Hamden Academy over Messalonsky, 47-26. Class B girls, 47-28 Old Town over MDI. Class C girls, Dexter, 34-22 over Bucksport. Class C girls, 72-31 PVHS over Central. Now to some more scores. Bangor Christian 35-28 over Stearns in Class D girls action. Class A boys, Skowhegan 70-58 over Mount Blue. And 2 games tomorrow. We got a preview for Piscataquis and George Stevens facing off at 2 p.m. And Class B girls, John Bapps facing Caribou tomorrow at 1:30. Okay, now that we are done with our game highlights for the night, time to talk shop about what we saw. It's time for the rebound. Okay, my rebound tonight is the Flag Brothers. You saw it in the packed house at the Cross Arena tonight. You saw it during the 2022 tournament. You see it at youth basketball camps all over the state. Some they even help run. In the same way that the 1993 Maine Black Bears created a hockey boom, the Flags have done the same with basketball, making an already hot sport hotter than ever. And I bet you there were youngsters in attendance tonight and at all the games they've played here who see themselves in the Flags and will look at them and say they want to grow up to be just like them. It can't be understated how much they mean to this state beyond just making us all proud. Okay, now we're going to go to break now. After break, we're going to have a hardwood spotlight for Brewer girls basketball and a minute with. Stick around.
For years, I've been inviting you to do business with Down East Toyota. Now let's hear from a customer.
I bought my first Toyota at Down East 24 years ago. 12 Toyotas later, I don't need to go anywhere else. For my family or delivering my coffee to customers, Toyota's my choice. From the service department and mechanics to the sales team and the ownership, I couldn't ask for anything more from Down East.
Thank you. We hope you'll soon discover that all roads lead to Down East on Wilson Street in Brewer.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Maine Commercial Solar offers a variety of services including solar systems design, sales, maintenance, and installation. Maine Commercial Solar can help you with existing or new systems. We offer packages for installation by others, or we can help you build your own solar array, smaller residential, or anything in between. Maine Commercial Solar is currently hiring in Herman for multiple positions. We offer competitive pay, a 3% IRA match, vacation, holiday time, and a family-oriented environment. If interested, please call Jason at 848-7486.
The roar of the crowd, the excitement in the stands, the dedication, passion, and teamwork on the court, driven by the love of the game. From the visions that lead us, the feelings that inspire us, to the roads that bring us together, Coastal Auto Parts, 29 locations in Maine, will get you to the moments that matter most. Get what you need to keep you firing on all cylinders when you sign up for Napa Rewards. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Twins can be as opposite as wrong and right.
Sheldon, do you really have to do that here?
I drew a ladybug.
Young Sheldon.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Our Friday Night Fast Break sponsored by Coastal Auto Parts. Brewer girls basketball has a new head coach and have shown some promise early on. Her chemistry with her assistant is also giving them a boost. It is her brother, after all. Here's this week's Hardwood Spotlight.
It's always been something we've talked about and been excited about since we were kids.
When it comes to bonds between head coach and assistant, there may be none better in Maine than sister and brother Tana and Tyler Ross.
She asked me to be assistant coach with her, and I couldn't say no to that.
Tana, a former UMaine Black Bear, is in her first season as head coach for Brewer girls basketball, and choosing Tyler as her assistant was a basketball choice, and it's been great for both of them.
I've coached boys basketball for the past 10 years. Coaching girls is a big difference, but I'm learning a lot.
I need that someone that's like, oh, this is something else we could be doing. And he's like one of the people that I trust the most in that situation, so it worked out perfect.
And the players agree.
We really needed someone like that, and hearing that both of them will be our coach is just great news. It's really great having them.
But just because they're coaching with each other doesn't mean their sibling rivalry is water under the bridge.
I'll see her give him like a look sometimes, that sibling look.
Growing up, I would always try to win all the arguments because I was always right, of course. I'd try to give my 2 cents, but after a couple minutes, I always just let her win.
Tana, any rebuttal?
He will argue to the death that he's right, but he's definitely usually not. But I've just learned how to handle it better. You just walk away.
Tensions aside, Brewer has shown promise thus far. The Witches are 2-5, but have beaten Class A favorite Hamden Academy and took Class A #1 Camden Hills to overtime.
I think them knowing they can play with anybody is a fantastic feat, so we're just plugging away, getting better every day.
The Witches have been the 8th seed in Class A for years now, but with that mindset and these new coaches, they know they're capable of getting over that hump.
We're just going to get better by playing basketball and competing in close games so we can learn how to win. And I think we're on the right track to doing that.
Had so much fun putting that one together. Great dynamic between those two. It's time now for a Minute With, the segment where we ask local hoop stars the questions you didn't know you wanted answered. This week we caught up with Old Town boys basketball senior Grayson Tebow. Take a look.
Ooh, vegetable. Carrot. I like carrots. Cake. I don't like pie. Maybe it's a texture thing. Workout. Workout. As much as I can. Gotta get in the gym. Nah. Pretty bored person. No hidden talents. I don't know. I don't really read. The Sprinter. I read it in middle school and it was really good. And I read the whole thing. Ooh, probably Aiden Gum. The chemistry. We're all brothers, and it's just so nice to be around a group of guys that gets along so well. I don't think so. Maybe some Taylor Swift. Maybe like some love story by Taylor Swift.
Don't worry about it, Grayson. You don't got to feel guilty about anything, my guy. Coming up after the break, it's our play of the night in You Gotta See This and my game ball of the night. Stay tuned.
CEM DP Porter Contractors has been in business for over 40 years in the Bangor area. We specialize in commercial, medical, and residential design build construction, as well as building maintenance and renovations. CEM DP Porter Contractors is currently hiring in Herman for multiple positions, including carpenters and a project manager superintendent. We offer vacation, holidays, a 3% IRA match, competitive pay, and a family-oriented environment. If interested in applying, please contact Jason at 848-7486.
Don't get cold feet this winter. Stay warm and dry with high-performance footwear from Comfort Shoes and More. With an extensive selection of winter boots rated from 0 to minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll find comfort in knowing your feet will be warm in any weather. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear with grippers built right into the sole, with boots in stock up to 6E and size 17 for men and women. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
Finding the right vehicle for you and your family can be a daunting task. At Varney Buick GMC, our expert staff is here to make the journey as painless as possible. Our goal is to get you and your family in a vehicle that will best fit into your lifestyle. Communication is key, and our team makes sure to be completely transparent throughout the process. informing you on all of your options. Come experience Varney value, only at Varney Buick GMC.
There are so many fun things to do in Maine. Now you can enjoy more for less. Check out Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
Healing Hands Massage in Hamden provides professional massage services tailored specifically for our clients. Whether you're looking for relief from chronic pain, stiffness, or just want to treat yourself to a day of relaxation, Healing Hands Massage is the place for you.
There's a limited supply available. It's on sale right now. Save with Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
The highly capable family of Hyundai SUVs. Every Hyundai comes standard with America's best warranty plus 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Tuesdays, big names go head-to-head.
I can name that tune in one note.
Whoa! Celebrity Pack Name That Tune. All new Tuesdays on Fox.
Welcome back to Friday Night Fast Break, sponsored by Coastal Auto Parts. It's time for the most electrifying part of the show. It's our play of the week, and you got to see this. We'll go back to Hamden Academy for this one. Even though Messalonsky Boys Hoops couldn't pull off the win against the Broncos, they offered tonight's best highlight. Here we go. Final seconds of the first quarter. This is Drake Brunel for Messo, bringing it down, pulling up in traffic from the top of the key, and drilling the three at the horn. Let's take a look at it again. Just look at the arc that he gets on this thing. And of course, nothing but net. Looks even better in slow motion. Put this to music. Congratulations to Drake for winning this week's You Gotta See This honor. And finally, folks, I would like to give out my, here we go, game ball of the night. Now, if I had a dozen, I would give them all to the entire Coney boys basketball team. They had the first game of the night down in Portland against Nokomis before Cooper and Ace took the court with Mount Verd. A huge stage for the Rams, who came in last in A North, but they showed up in the best way. Coming back in the second half to beat the current number 2 team in A North, 57-54. With a win in front of this amount of people on this stage, this could prove to be huge and provide a spark for this team down the stretch. Coney, my game ball of the week. Congratulations to them. Okay, that is all that we have for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much to Tyler for bringing us all that great stuff from Portland. And we hope that you have a great rest of your weekend. Make sure you stay safe from that snow that's coming our way. And until next time, failed on that one. We'll see you.